Everyone keeps asking the same thing lately. Is Lakewood Ranch still a good place to live? Prices are up, traffic is worse, the Florida dream doesn't feel so dreamy anymore. So here's the truth about what's changed and what hasn't changed in 2025. Look, if you're researching Lakewood Ranch right now, you have probably seen the headlines. Home prices have spiked. HOA fees, they feel like a second mortgage. And of course, depending on who you ask, this place is either paradise or it is a Disneyfied suburbia on steroids. But here's the thing, most of the stuff that you're gonna find online, it is curated, it is well thought out, and a lot of times it's written by the developer. But we're not gonna do that. We're gonna break it down, not the polished version, not the brochure version, the real version. The stuff that actually matters if you're thinking about moving here. What's great, what's frustrating, those things that people wish they knew before moving here. Because if you're gonna spend $700,000 or more on a home and a $400 HOA fee, you might as well know what you're getting into. All right, let's get into it. Okay, so let's start off talking about what's still great about living in Lakewood Ranch, and of course we have to start with the schools. We do still have some of the best schools in the state, from A-rated elementary schools to top-tier charter schools. A lot of families move here just for the education. It's clean. Lakewood Ranch, of course, takes pride in its appearances, and we're talking manicured landscaping, well-maintained street, strict architectural standards. It's all part of the master plan promise. It's easy living. Most neighborhoods, relatively speaking, are newer. So that means block homes, impact windows, energy efficient standards. And generally that means lower maintenance, fewer headaches, more time playing pickleball and going to the beach. And then there's all the events. Seems to be nonstop. Farmers markets, music on Main Street, car rallies, food trucks. There's always something to do. You probably can fill your calendar without ever leaving the ranch. So yeah, this place continues to attract families and retirees and remote workers from all over the country. It checks a lot of boxes, but that doesn't mean it's perfect. If you're planning to buy here, you need to understand both sides of the story. Okay, so let's talk about what has changed, because if you visited Lakewood Ranch 5 years ago, shoot, maybe even 2 years ago, some things have stayed the same, but some things, they definitely changed. That $500,000 dream home that you saw on Zillow back in 2021, that same model, that same builder, that same lot, that could be pushing $650,000, maybe even $700,000. Prices jump fast and high, and even though the market's stabilizing a little bit, we are certainly not going back to pre-COVID numbers. And if this was a top 10 list, coming in at number 1 of things that have changed, man, it is the traffic. Traffic is actually terrible in Lakewood Ranch, especially around University Parkway, the Rain Road, Lakewood Ranch Boulevard. Between construction trucks and new residences and snowbirds, you can expect that traffic is gonna cause a few headaches. Definitely expect some frustrations during peak hours. If you're commuting or you're planning on daily school pickups, this definitely matters. And let's talk about some of the new neighborhoods, because at the time of this recording, there's about 45 different neighborhoods. And some of those newer neighborhoods, they feel, I don't know, a little different, a little more dense. Smaller lots, narrower streets, less variations between the different models. And this isn't necessarily a bad thing, it is just a different thing and a different vibe from some of the older neighborhoods. So if you want space and privacy, you definitely have to know where to look. The bottom line, Lakewood Ranch has been voted the #1 multi-generational community in the country for 7 years in a row, and that doesn't happen by accident. It's still one of the top selling communities in the country, but it is definitely evolving. And if you're moving here, you definitely want to understand what that evolution looks like and not just what the marketing brochures say. So who is Lakewood Ranch actually perfect for? So if you want clean, safe, resort-style living without the flood risk or the premium prices of being near the beach, then Lakewood Ranch just might be for you. If you like the idea of newer homes, walkable town centers, neighborhoods where you can ride your bike to get a cup of coffee or play pickleball, Lakewood Ranch just might be perfect for you. You're ready to trade in that 1990s fixer-up for something that's low maintenance, ready to move in, energy efficient, Lakewood Ranch delivers. Still a fantastic option for families, retirees, professional remote workers who are still looking for something a little more livability without the chaos. But Lakewood Ranch is certainly not for everyone. If you're craving urban walkability where you can just stroll to a late night bar or grab some late night ramen at 10 o'clock at night, probably not gonna be the town for you. You can't stand HOA rules, or you want full freedom of what you can park in your driveway or what color you can paint your house or whether you can rent it out, you're probably gonna feel boxed in. Lakewood Ranch seems to work best for people who want structure and amenities and predictability. It's polished, it's planned, it's safe, but it's definitely not wild, and it certainly isn't edgy. So is Lakewood Ranch still a good place to live in 2025? I think for the right buyer, it certainly is. The schools are still strong, the lifestyle is still easy, and the community continues to grow in smart and intentional ways. But like anything else, it really depends on your priorities. If you're chasing beach town nightlife or ultra low prices, probably not gonna be for you. But if you want relatively newer homes, top tier amenities, and a community that is safe and social and low stress, Lakewood Ranch is still one of the best places to be. And that's exactly why I do what I do. Not to push people into moving here, but to help you figure out whether or not this place matches your lifestyle. If you're ready to explore it honestly and not just the brochure version, do me a favor, let's schedule a 15-minute discovery call. You can scan this QR code. There's gonna be a link in the description down below. We'll help you find a village that actually fits you. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time, everyone.